Coming up on KREM 2 News at 5, we are taking a closer look at a new crime report from the Idaho State Police. Everything you need to know ahead. And as we continue to track wildfires here in the inland Northwest, some Spokane locals are helping respond to fires in Oregon. How these specially trained medics are supporting the firefighting effort. Coming up.
Typical sunny and warm conditions expected over the next couple of days, but I'm tracking gusty winds on Saturday that'll bring a return of critical fire weather.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Every day we see crime making headlines, but those individual cases don't always tell the entire story. So tonight we take a closer look at Idaho's latest crime data, showing some trends that may surprise you. KREM 2's Christian Garza breaks down what the numbers reveal about crime across North Idaho. Christian?
Yeah, Mark, well, it's easy to remember the big stories, the crimes that lead the newscasts or the ones that spark conversations. But what about the thousands of other reports that necessarily don't make the headlines? Well, when we look at them all together, they can tell a different story. Now, this here behind me shows crime data from Idaho State Police from over the last 5 years for the 10 North Idaho counties closest to us. Now, as you can see, crime kind of dips right here in 2021, peaks up here in 2022, and slowly starts to decrease by the thousands up until 2025.
In Idaho State Police's most recent crime report just sent out tonight, in 2025, crime across the state has decreased, not just in North Idaho. But let's take a look at some of the counties closest to us. Really, the ones I want to focus on are the ones that barely had any change compared to the year prior. That's Kootenai, Idaho, and Nez Perce counties. Kootenai County has seen a close to 6% decrease in crime compared to last year, but reports of crimes like homicide and assault have seen an increase in 711% respectively. To clarify, the 700% increase seen in Kootenai County comes from the fact that in 2024 there was 1 reported homicide, and that number jumped to 8 last year. Idaho and Nez Perce are also seeing single-digit to less than single-digit decreases, but are seeing an increase in drug offenses and arson reports. Out of the 10 North Idaho counties closest to us, ISP reports only 1 county increased in crime from the year prior. That's Lewis County, with offenses like destruction, larceny, and fraud either doubling or almost tripling in numbers. Not even an hour after the newest crime stats came from ISP, Idaho Governor Brad Little sent us a statement saying in part, "Idaho continues to be one of the safest places to live, work, and raise a family, and the latest crime report is another testament of our commitment to public safety." This progress does not happen by accident. It is the result of the dedication, professionalism, and sacrifice of Idaho's law enforcement officers, first responders, prosecutors, corrections workers, and community partners who work every day to protect our neighborhoods and keep Idahoans safe.
The Idaho State Police Crime Dashboard allows anyone to search crime trends by county and city. Now, we've posted that link to the dashboard on our website, krem.com, if you wanted to see just how your community has changed over time. In studio, Christian Garza, KREM 2 News.
All right, Christian, thank you. Time now for our first check of the forecast at 5 o'clock with meteorologist Michelle Boss joining us from the Outdoor Weather Center. Michelle, a beautiful day today and nice that things are calmer. We have a lot less wind compared to days past.
Yeah, not a lot of wind. It's a mixture of sun and clouds out here, but not oppressively hot by any means. And taking a big deep breath, it's always nice not to smell smoke this time of year. Taking a look at air quality across the region. Spokane and Coeur d'Alene generally been seeing air quality in the moderate category, of course, in the vicinity of some of the more active wildfires. We do have a little bit of deteriorated air quality there, but temperature-wise, seeing a lot of lower 80s, which is a little bit below average for late July. 81 in Spokane, 83 in Coeur d'Alene. Just a little bit warmer, but still not really hot for late July. 85 in Grand Coulee, 87 in Omak, 82 in Moses Lake. Even Lewiston coming in at under 90 degrees, and not a whole lot of wind, generally under 10 miles per hour. It's a little bit breezy at the Spokane airport last hour, but really not looking at a lot of wind. We are focusing on the potential for some gusty winds on Saturday. Because of that, fire weather watches have been posted that include all of eastern Washington, North Idaho, even extending into Montana and Oregon. Air quality alerts do remain in place for a few spots dealing with some of that wildfire smoke, but otherwise Quiet weather conditions across the inland northwest. Just looking at this small patch of clouds that's just going to drift overhead and then drift right on out, leaving us with sunshine tomorrow. Clear skies later tonight as well. And then we'll see highs a little bit warmer tomorrow in the mid 80s, back to the lower 90s for Friday. And then again, monitoring very dry and windy conditions for Saturday.
All right, Michelle, thank you very much. We'll check back in with you later in the show tonight. As wildfires continue to burn across Washington and Oregon, firefighters aren't the only ones deploying to the front lines. A specialized team of paramedics and EMTs from Spokane is also responding, providing medical care to the people fighting the fires. KREM 2's Emily Fox-Millian shows us the work happening behind the fire lines. Emily?
Yeah, when those wildfires start, a lot of us just see those flames, but what you're not seeing is those paramedics, those EMTs that are often sent to support those firefighters.
AMR Spokane has a specialized wildland medical team made up of paramedics and EMTs who deploy to active fires across the Northwest. Right now, several Spokane providers are assigned to the Pearl Hill and Maudrite fires in Washington, as well as the Akawa Butte and Castle fires in Oregon. Their job isn't to fight the fire. It's to make sure the people who are have immediate access to medical care.
Most people know AMR as the ambulance that shows up when they call 911, but we also have a lot of specialty teams that interact with different things and needs across the country, one of which is our Wildland medical team.
These medics work in some of the most remote parts of the fire line, areas where getting to a hospital can take time. They deploy with specialized medical gear, four-wheel drive ambulances, and equipment designed to reach firefighters working far from the nearest road.
While we're not fighting the fire directly, we are right on the fire line, so we will strategically deploy around the active wildfire to ensure that we can quickly respond to something happening to any of the crews that are currently battling the fire.
And while many of the calls involve heat illness, smoke inhalation, or minor burns, the team is also prepared for more serious emergencies. Bush says they've treated firefighters injured by falls, tools, and falling trees. Deployments can last from just a few days to several weeks, with crews living in remote fire camps until they're rotated home.
We have folks that, and not necessarily AMR, but these wildland firefighters are in there digging line, making sure that the fire doesn't spread, doing a lot of preventative work to keep the fire from spreading further, and that's really dangerous.
AMR officials did tell me that even though those paramedics and those EMTs from here in Spokane are off in the inland northwest helping with those fires, their positions have been temporarily covered and it won't impact emergency services. In Spokane, Emily Fox-Millian, KREM 2 News.
It was a real nightmare.
Still ahead on KREM 2 News at 5 tonight, nearly 650 applicants left in limbo after the Washington State Bar Association abruptly canceled the exam due to a tech issue. What's next for those applicants? Coming up. And a bit later in the show, a Spokane City Council gears up to vote on an ordinance that would require landlords to provide cooling equipment in their units. Where things stand tonight, coming up in 8 minutes.